So when I first started at UQ, one of the things that I did as I was getting up to speed with my teaching approach is I did a short course here which was teaching the ALDA method, and that's a teaching approach which is all about making connections with students, and it's also about delivering the content in a way that resonates with the students. So I guess at the beginning of semester, I put in that extra effort to get to know the students, what their interests are and what their backgrounds are. So perhaps that is something that kind of carries through to the CCAT evaluations, because I guess something that comes up quite a bit is that the content is delivered in a way that is easy to understand. I guess another thing that I try to do is make the students feel comfortable in being able to give their input into the class. So I know that students are coming with a whole lot of different experience, whether that's from their different countries that they're coming from, or perhaps their work experience. Some of the students have 20, 30 years of work experience behind them. So bringing that into the classroom as well, and making sure that that experience feels valued in the learning, I think is also important. I think giving the students the opportunity to take the time to fill in the CCAT within the class is, so making that space for them to be able to reflect on that. And often that's in the final class of the semester. So I often give a concluding wrap-up lecture where we just go through all the material, summarise the material that we've covered within the semester, and then for each of the weeks that are presented, just giving up, identifying what the key challenges or what the key research areas are in relation to that topic. And then I think that kind of prompts them in reflecting on the journey that they've taken through the course, and then giving them that time and that space in the class to be able to reflect through the CCAT, I think is something that perhaps also contributes. So at the end of each class, I kind of feel like the students will approach me at the end of the class, and we'll have some informal discussions. So often that's an opportunity to check in with them and see how they're going in the course, or what their reflections are on that lecture for that day, or perhaps the tutorial. So I also take advantage of those informal conversations that you have with students throughout the semester that helps you track how you're going with the course. And also for the last couple of years, I've employed the employability reflection, which is run through the science faculty. And that also gives a student the opportunity to reflect on what they've learnt and how that relates to their future career aspirations. So I find that the responses that we gather through that assessment activity is also really helpful to see, well, what is working in terms of the assessment items that we set and what's not working. So that's another way that I get the information.